Dear viewers and friends, in life, when we talk about poverty, we often think of difficult circumstances, low income, or harsh living environments. We strive to earn more money, change jobs, or even relocate, hoping for a better life. But have we ever paused to ask, where does the root of poverty truly lie? Could it stem from something deeper, more invisible that we rarely pay attention to? Today, in the series, The Path to Prosperity Through Consciousness, Breaking the Karma of Poverty According to the Buddha's Teachings, we will explore an entirely new perspective on poverty. We will delve into the poverty mindset rooted in the subconscious, understand how invisible beliefs and thoughts have imprisoned us, and discover stories about karma to better comprehend the deep-seated causes behind the fear of money or hatred of the wealthy. This is not a dry lecture on economics or religion, but an awakening journey to help us reflect on ourselves, better understand money and its impact on our minds. Please join us in listening. The root of poverty: limiting beliefs about money. Dear friends, when speaking about poverty, the first thing we need to recognize is that it is not only a material problem, but also a psychological state. True poverty begins in our minds, from the invisible beliefs we absorbed at an early age, sometimes before we even knew how to read or write. Think about it. What sayings about money did we hear in our childhood? Perhaps things like, "Money is the root of all evil." "People with money are greedy." "Only by cheating can one become rich quickly." Or even, "Better poor and clean than rich and dirty." And the common phrase, "Money isn't important as long as there's enough to eat." These sayings may seem like teachings about morality and purity, but when they are repeated throughout our environment, from family, friends, to stories in books and movies, they gradually become limiting beliefs. We are trapped in a narrow box of consciousness. Even as adults earning money, deep in our subconscious, we still carry a fear of money, a discomfort with wealth, and even see poverty as a symbol of nobility and virtue. I recall a story about a young woman, very talented with many opportunities for career advancement. Strangely, whenever she was about to make a financial breakthrough, she would unconsciously sabotage her chances. She would procrastinate, make mistakes, or simply miss crucial moments. Later, upon a friend's advice, she reflected and realized that her mother had always told her, "Don't be too rich. Wealth leads to corruption, and people won't love you anymore." The fear of losing love unintentionally became a fear of having money. This is the silent but powerful effect of limiting beliefs. In many poor families, we often witness parents arguing or clashing because of money. Children see the suffering associated with money, forming subconscious thoughts like, "Money breaks families," "Wealthy people aren't happy," or even, "Money is scary." No one directly teaches us these things, but repeated negative images and emotions leave deep imprints on a child's mind. This explains why, even when capable of earning money, many people still feel unworthy of wealth or sabotage opportunities for prosperity, because deep down, they believe money brings suffering. Moreover, our society tends to praise the poor who are hardworking, diligent, and patient. This is truly admirable. But if we only emphasize endurance without encouraging financial thinking, people will gradually cling to the image of poverty as a moral virtue. They think, it's enough to be poor but kind. Better to be poor than rich and dishonest. Money changes people. Better not have much. And so they dare not rise. Not because they lack ability, but because in their hearts they fear losing themselves if they become wealthy. Additionally, poor people often lack access to basic financial knowledge. They don't know how to manage spending, aren't taught about investing, and don't understand how money works. But due to pride or unconscious self-defense, they often console themselves. I don't need to know those things. Living simply is best. People who calculate a lot are greedy. As long as I'm happy, I don't need much. This mindset leads to poverty in knowledge, then poverty in choices. Without better choices, they can only repeat old patterns. And the old is the cycle of scarcity. So what is the deep root of fear and hatred toward money? Following the above, let's delve deeper into the concept of karma, a key element in Buddhist teachings, to understand why we have fears of money or harbor hatred toward the wealthy. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha once taught, beings are born of their karma, live by their karma, die by their karma, and are reborn by their karma. For many, the so-called karma of poverty does not begin in this life. It may be a silent current flowing through many lives, accumulated from our thoughts, attitudes, and actions toward money, wealth, and greed. 1. Fear of money, because of past misuse of money. Why do some people fear money, even though it is a necessary tool for living? Perhaps, in this life or past lives, we created negative karma from money. Think about actions like fraud, theft, or trading in others' suffering, seizing benefits, breaking trust, or fighting over family property. Or more simply, becoming overly dependent on money and losing love, ethics, and health. These experiences, though past, leave deep impressions in the consciousness, what we call karmic seeds. When encountering money again, we feel fear, because deep down, we fear repeating old mistakes, fear being drawn once more into the suffering that money can bring. Even if we don't remember past lives, subconsciously we still feel, money is dangerous. Having money brings suffering. Better to be poor but peaceful. That is untransformed karmic consciousness silently controlling us. 2. Hatred of the rich, because of past wounds by the wealthy. It's not just fear of money. Sometimes the poor also carry hatred toward the rich. We often hear phrases like, all those rich folks look down on us. Rich people aren't necessarily good. I'd never want to be like them. This mindset doesn't stem from logic or objective analysis. It comes from deep emotional wounds, such as being looked down upon or belittled by those with money, witnessing injustice where money buys power and hides wrongdoing, experiencing pain from discrimination between rich and poor. If not healed, these emotional scars turn into ingrained prejudice. As a result, people close their hearts to prosperity, believing, the rich are bad, I'm better because I'm poor. The more they hold on to such thoughts, the more they limit themselves. After all, how can we attract something we constantly judge and despise? 3. Poverty as morality, a harmful misunderstanding. In Eastern traditions, especially cultures influenced by Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism, there is a deeply ingrained notion, the poorer, the purer, living simply is noble. This is true to some extent, but not entirely. If one is poor without cultivating the mind or ethics, then poverty can also breed selfishness, envy, greed, even without money, still craving it, and fear. Conversely, if one is rich but spiritually cultivated and uses wealth for good, that wealth becomes a blessing, a means to help others and practice the bodhisattva path. Many take pride in their poverty. They are proud of their nobility in not chasing material things. But when facing hardship, They blame the heavens and curse their fate. That is a deep internal contradiction and also unhealed karmic obstruction. Dear friends, we have just looked back at the limiting beliefs about money seeded in childhood and explored deep karmic stories that cause us to fear or despise wealth. We've realized that, though invisible, these thoughts hold immense power, trapping us in the cycle of scarcity. However, we emphasized a core point. Karma is not destiny. A poverty mindset is not fate. It is a habit accumulated from the past. And the good news is, karma can be transformed. But how? How can we break these invisible chains and open the door to true prosperity? In the next episode of The Path to Prosperity Through Consciousness, Breaking the Karma of Poverty according to the Buddha's teachings, we will go deeper into the Buddha's practical guidance on transforming poverty karma through the path of seeing, acknowledging, releasing, and how to recreate a new financial mindset based on right view and right livelihood, so that money becomes a tool to help us live a peaceful and meaningful life. Please stay tuned and listen to the next episode to avoid missing these breakthrough insights and continue the journey of cultivating prosperity through consciousness. Subscribe to the channel today and click the bell icon to receive notifications when the next episode airs. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends and loved ones if you find it helpful, because together we can spread this wisdom to many more people. See you in the next episode.